Have you ever wondered what happens after happily ever after? For Cinderella, the story was just beginning. The night sky shimmered with silver trails as Cinderella stood on the grand palace balcony, a gentle breeze rustling her gown. The crown of light, a gift from her fairy godmother, rested upon her head, but tonight, it glowed with an unusual faintness. Its magic, once calm and reassuring, now felt like a persistent calling, a whisper on the edge of hearing. "The stars are speaking again," she murmured, her gaze lost in the celestial tapestry above. Prince Aurelian, ever her steadfast partner, joined her, his hand gently finding hers, too, had felt the shift in the air, the subtle hum of energy that seemed to emanate from the crown. "Its power is growing, isn't it?" he asked, his voice laced with concern. "What if it's not just a gift anymore? What if it's a warning?" His words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken possibilities. The tranquility of their kingdom suddenly felt fragile, as if poised on the brink of an unknown change. Just before the first light of dawn painted the horizon, their questions were answered in a breathtaking display. A brilliant burst of light, brighter than any star, descended from the heavens. It wasn't a violent crash, but a graceful, almost deliberate descent, landed softly in the heart of the palace garden, sending ripples of light across the dew-kissed petals. There, nestled amongst the roses, was a star crystal, humming with a gentle, rhythmic pulse, like a cosmic heartbeat. As Cinderella and Aurelian approached, a familiar, comforting voice echoed through the air, seeming to come from everywhere at once. Was the fairy godmother. "Every kingdom of light," she declared, her tone both wise and solemn, "must eventually face its shadow." Her words were a prophecy, a key to the mystery that had just landed in their garden. As if responding to her voice, the star crystal bloomed open, its crystalline facets unfurling like a flower. Within its core, it revealed not a gem, but a mapper chart, woven from pure starlight. Its intricate lines and glowing constellations pointed to a destination beyond the familiar mountain ranges, a place lost to time and memory. The map depicted the forgotten realm, the Star Kingdom. Drawn by an irresistible impulse, Cinderella reached out and gently touched the starlit map. The moment her fingers made contact, a vivid vision flooded her mind. She saw a magnificent realm, a kingdom of celestial beauty, now wrapped in an oppressive, suffocating darkness. The stars, which should have been its lifeblood, had fallen silent, their light extinguished. The vision was chilling, a glimpse of a terrible emptiness. The fairy godmother's voice returned, a final, urgent warning. "If their light dies," she explained, "ours will fade too. All worlds are connected by the threads of light." The implication was clear. This was not just another kingdom's problem. It was theirs. The fate of their world was inextricably linked to the fate of the Star Kingdom. With a shared look of determination, Cinderella and Aurelian knew what they had to do. The journey began at sunrise. Mounted on their steeds, they rode out from the castle, leaving the safety of their home behind. They ventured into glowing forests, where the trees dripped with luminescent moss, and crossed rivers that flowed with liquid moonlight. Their path was illuminated by strange and beautiful creatures of starlight glowing sprites, and spectral deer who seemed to guide their way, but they were not alone. Something malevolent watched from the deepest shadows, a dark figure cloaked in shifting smoke, its form indistinct and menacing. A cold, possessive whisper slithered through the trees, unheard by the royal couple, but felt as a sudden chill in the air. "The light will belong to me." After days of travel, they finally reached their destination. The Gate of Echoes stood before them, an enormous mirror-like portal, its surface swirling with nebulas and distant galaxies. It was a gateway between worlds. As Cinderella approached, the crown of light on her head began to pulse with incredible power, its glow intensifying, reflecting 1,000 shimmering stars onto the portal's surface. Aurelian stood by her side, his hand resting on the hilt of his sword. He looked at her, his eyes full of love and unwavering support. "Are you ready?" he asked. Cinderella took a deep breath, her gaze fixed on the swirling vortex ahead. A small, confident smile touched her lips. "For every beginning," she said softly, her voice steady and sure, "there's a new test." Together, they stepped forward. crossing the threshold of the Gate of Echoes. They passed through. Their reflections in the portal's surface didn't just vanish. They shattered into a million radiant shards of light. And then, the world on the other side resolved into view. Before them lay the Star Kingdom, a breathtaking vista of floating crystalline islands. Majestic cities woven from the fabric of galaxies. And in the far distance a silent, empty throne waiting for its ruler to return. The air was still beautiful, yet profoundly silent. The real adventure was about to begin. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you're as excited as I am to see what happens next and who the mysterious Shadow Prince is, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss the next chapter in this cosmic fairy tale. See you in the next episode.